everyone, welcome to another Reformer Pilates class. My name's Izzy. I'm going to be taking you through this one as per usual. Today's class is going to be a nice, strong but flowy class, so you won't need any additional equipment other than your gorgeous bodies and your Reformer. To start off today, we're just on a red, blue and yellow spring for our warm-up. If you do want a little bit more through the hamstrings, you're welcome to try a red and a blue. And we're going to start sitting down on our carriage, just finding a bit of a straddle with those legs. So legs coming out either side here. From here, I'm sitting around the center and my hands are going to come back and find those shoulder blocks back behind me. We're going to just start to tuck that tailbone under, work into our seated cat-cow here. So flowing that chin to chest and then bringing that gaze up to the sky. Working between these two positions here, just starting to send a little bit of movement into those spines, warming up through our spines, warming up through our bodies here. Now, I have had a couple conversations with you guys in the comment section about the springs, and I know that some of you don't use the same red, blue, yellow that I'm using today. So just so you guys know, a red stands for like one heavy spring, a blue stands for a medium, and a yellow is one light spring. So just pick based on that little code there. Hopefully that makes it a little bit easier for you guys. All right. Let's go for another 3 like this. Feel free to take any additional spinal movements here, like making a circle or rocking that head from side to side. Just flowing through it for our last 2. And final one, bring that gaze up, bring that chest up. From here, I'm just going to take my right hand onto my foot bar. My left hand's going to stay back on that shoulder block. I'm going to twist back behind me there. If you do want a little bit more of a twist, you're welcome to bring that left hand over onto that opposite shoulder block, just anchoring down there and twisting that little bit further. To aid your twist here, I really recommend sitting up as tall as possible and really turning that gaze back over your shoulder there. Let's go for our last 3. We're going to switch over sides. In 2, and last one there, just switch over sides. This time that right hand's coming back, maybe going over to that opposite shoulder block for that little bit more. Gaze is nice and lifted, chest is swiveling. We're here for 3, last 2, and last 1. Bring it back in. All right, from here we're going to start to bring ourselves down for a bit of bridge work to warm up through our hips. So those springs are staying the same there. Just start to rest that head down onto that headrest. Feet are going to come up onto our foot bar, just about hip distance apart. Let's start off with some pelvic rocks whilst we're here. So nice length through the spine for me. Think about those shoulder blades anchoring you down onto your carriage there. They're nice and broad. Our belly button is drawing in towards our spine and we're finding that neutral spine here. So that tiny little gap underneath that lower back. From here, we're going to think about tucking our tailbone under and really pressing your lower back down into your carriage here. So squishing and flattening that lower back down into that carriage. We take just a second there, then we're going to arch back the other way, tipping back onto that tailbone, recreating that curve and maybe over-exaggerating that curve in the lower back. So rocking that tailbone under and then taking it back the other way. So really just going for those pelvic rocks here, articulating through that very lower part of our spine here. Let's just go for 3 more like this. Last 2. On your last one, can we flatten that flatten that lower back into your carriage? We're going to start to peel that spine up and off our carriage, lifting into our bridge there. So bringing those hips nice and high. From there, we're articulating all the way back down, 1 vertebrae at a time, and that tailbone is the last to touch. So again, we reset, we tuck that tailbone under, flatten that lower back. We're peeling that spine up and off our carriage, lifting nice and high into our bridge, and then peeling all the way back down. Tailbone is the last to touch again there. You can really think about this movement being a little bit like a banana peel for me. So as you're lifting up and as you're lowering back down, we're moving one part at a time. So that peel isn't coming off all as one big chunk. We're kind of peeling each little part all separately there, lifting up nice and high, and then flowing and peeling it back down. Good. Let's go for 3 more like this. If you did want to add on right away, you're welcome to reach those fingertips up, just taking away some of that base of support there. Let's go for 2. On our next one, can we lift up? We hold it there. We're going to start to add 2 little pulses at the top. So think about squeezing those glutes up and up before we peel all the way back down. So at the top of your bridge, hold high. We've got our 2 pulses before we bring it back down there. Now, as you're working through those 2 pulses, as you're lifting those hips up, you may notice that your carriage wants to press out away from those stoppers. Our aim is to really keep that carriage nice and close, keeping it parked in at those stoppers there. To do this, it's really good to think about maybe using those hamstrings that little bit more. Those hamstrings are going to help us draw that carriage into the stopper and keep everything nice and stable there. If you're not quite sure how to activate them, each time you lift up, maybe think about your heels of your feet drawing in towards your bum, and that way we can help use those hamstring muscles and keep everything still and steady. So it's a little bit of spice for those hamstrings, but of course a little bit of spice for those glutes as well as we lift and lower. All right, we've got 5 more like this. We're going to start to add on a halfway lift and lower as well. Can you meet me up high in 3, in 2. On your next one, we hold it up high. We've just done our 2 pulses there. From here, we're going to hinge those hips down halfway. We press them back up. We hinge down halfway. We press back up, then we lower that spine all the way down, have a little reset. So we lift up high, hold those hips high, 2 pulses. We've got our 2 halfway lift and lowers as well. Then we roll that spine all the way back down. So adding on those pulses, adding on those halfway lift and lowers here is really going to increase our time under tension, really start to increase that fire through the back of the hips there, through those glutes and through our hamstrings as well, which are stabilizing us here. So really try and keep those layers up, working nice and slow, finding that really nice form here as we lower and lift, embracing that little bit of a burn as we warm up these legs here. All right, we've got just another 8 like this. We're going to hold all the way up, work those halfway lift and lowers. Last 6. Can you meet me up high? We're going to halfway lift and lower. In 3, in 2. On your next one, halfway lift, halfway lower. Good. So we're working through just lowering and lifting those hips halfway. As we work through these ones, can we think about it being more of a hinge through our hips, a hinge through our spine here? So our spine is staying pretty long, pretty straight. Just that tail is tipping back towards that carriage, and then just those glutes are squeezing us back up here. Nice. Keep this one going. Find a good pace for your body. Embrace those little shakes. Keep that carriage parked in at the stopper. We're here for 8. We're going to finish off just with our pulses. In 5, hold those hips high. In 3, in 2. Last one, hips are high, just our pulses to finish us off. Can you squeeze those glutes up and up and up? Nice, good squeezes of those glutes. Think about holding maybe a piece of paper between those bum cheeks. A little bit graphic, but hopefully that made you giggle there. All right, we're here for 8. Keep bringing those hips that little bit higher for me. Keep that carriage in at your stopper. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way down. Maybe just have a quick little rock of those knees from side to side there, massaging out that lower back. Beautiful work, everyone. All right, we're going to transition straight into a bit of core work from here. So can we just wiggle ourselves just a teensy bit out of those shoulder blocks? We're going to float our legs into tabletop and just start by finding those hands behind your head here. Now for this exercise, we're going to be doing a little bit of oblique work, but we're not going to be twisting. So to get our obliques activated, can we start by taking our right hand? We're going to bring it all the way across and press it on the front of our left thigh. So right hand crosses over to our left thigh there. From there, can we really press that hand into our leg and press our leg back into our hand there? So we're creating some tension between our hand and our leg. Beautiful. Can we maintain that tension there? We're going to think about drawing that belly button down towards our spine, and we're just going to start to work through a crunch here. So lifting that chest up, bringing those shoulder blades up, and then controlling back down. So lifting up and lowering the whole time here. We're trying to keep that tension onto that hand there. Nice. We lift it up. We lower back down. Good. We lift it up and we lower here. As always, when we're working through our core work, working through our crunches, we're really trying to use our breath to aid this motion here and help us use some of those deeper core muscles. So as you lift up, can we find our exhale breath? Inhale, we lower back down. Exhale, we lift up. Inhale, we lower back down there. Keep that press on that hand. Keep that pull on that leg there. All right, we've got 5 like this. We're going to start to add on a leg extension. In 3, that right leg is going to start to extend out long. In 2, on your next one, lift up, hold. Right leg extends out. We pull it back into tabletop. We lower back down here. So exhale, lift up. Right leg goes out. It pulls back in and it lowers back down. Nice. So adding that leg extension as we lift back to tabletop as we lower. Now, if this is too strong for you, that's a-okay. Just stick with your tabletop. If the tabletop is getting too strong, those feet can just find that foot bar there for a little bit more support. So whatever works for your body here. Nice work, everyone. We've got just another 8 seconds like this. Keep it going. Really find that good pressure in that leg and in that hand. That's going to add that oblique challenge there. We have got 5. We're going to hold it all the way up. Just that leg extension for me. In 3. In 2. On your next one, lift and hold just that leg. It presses out, it pulls back in. Do you still have that tension on that hand, on that thigh there? We have got 6. Can you bring that crunch that little bit higher for me? For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Just a quick moment to stretch it out because we are going to go straight to the other side. So take any stretches you need, then we're going to set right back up on that second side there. So this time that right hand is behind our head. We're floating those legs to tabletop and our left hand is going to cross over to find the front of our right thigh. So left hand is doing our crossover there. Again, we're pressing that hand into our leg, pressing that leg into our hand. We're going to start off with those crunches on this side here. So chest lifts straight up. We control back down. Chest lifts and we lower. Right away, start to think about those core principles of our core work, of our Pilates here. So that breath work, exhale as we lift, inhale as we lower, maintaining that length in our spine here. Beautiful, drawing that belly button down towards our spine with each repetition as well here. So finding that exhale up. Inhale back down. Each time you lift, can you think about pressing that hand, pressing that leg a little bit firmer into each other there, really activating that cross pathway, that myofascial pathway across the front of our bodies there. Really strong here, guys. Keep it going. Maybe starting to bring those shoulder blades up that little bit further, up and off that carriage. Or if you want that extra, maybe start to add on that single leg extension as well. So as we lift up, that opposite leg extends out, it pulls back into tabletop before we lower back down. So lift, we reach it out and in before we lower there. So adding on those leg extensions, adding on that little bit extra challenge there for that lower part of our core. We've got 8 like this. We're ready to hold it up. We're going to go just for those leg extensions. In 6, ready to hold that crunch nice and high. In 5, 4, 3, 2, final one, hold it there, just those legs. Press that left leg out, draw it back in. Press it out, draw it back in. Can you bring that chest that little bit higher? Can we press that hand into our leg that little bit more? Last 6, final 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way down. Little rock out of that back if it's for you here. Alrighty, from here we're just going to bring ourselves up. We've got a tiny bit more warm up for our arms to go. So for these springs, can we jump onto one red as a base option, red yellow as a challenge, or red blue as an extra challenge? Remembering red is our heavy spring, blue is our medium spring, and yellow is our light spring. All right, from here, we're going to spin ourselves around and find that straddle position of our carriage that we started off class with, but this time facing towards the back of the room. I like to find myself sitting somewhat in the center of my carriage. From there, I'm just going to hover my hips up and off that carriage and tip my chest all the way forwards, finding myself almost parallel with the floor here or parallel with my carriage. All right, we're really grounding through those feet, turning those knees out and drawing our cores on and upwards. We're going to bring those hands onto those shoulder blocks and we're going to start to go for a nice heavy but slow press here. So we're going to press those arms out, press that carriage out, and then draw it all the way back in. So we press it out and bring it back in here. Now, right away, we really want to isolate this more into those shoulders than into our legs. Sometimes what I see is as we press out, the whole body wants to go long towards the back of the reformer. Try, though, to keep the legs nice and grounded, keep those legs frozen right where they are, and just those arms are pressing away and pulling back in. If you find that you do need to use the rest of your body to do this motion, it might be a little bit strong for you. You can either go down a spring or you can wiggle yourselves back towards the foot bar to take off some of that tension here. Nice. Now, as we move, can we start to go for our exhale breath out, inhale breath back in. Exhale breath out, inhale back in. Nice and strong here with these strong springs. Good. If you want more on top of this, next time you press out, can we go for a heel raise on one foot? Bring it back in. We switch the heel over other side, bring it back in. So alternating those heel raises here. We're not here for long, just here for another 8. We're going to press those arms all the way long and hold. Just our heel raises in 5, 4, 3, 2, final 1. Press those arms out, just alternating those heels. Final 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pat out the legs, roll out the shoulders. Awesome job there, everyone. All right, springs are going to stay the same. We're going to start to work through a little bit more targeted leg work now. If you did want to change, it was one red as a base, red yellow as a challenge, or red blue as that extra challenge. We're just going to bring ourselves up and get into a nice heavy lunge from here. So one foot is grounded down on the floor just behind the base of the foot bar there. Other foot is going to come back and find that shoulder block back behind us. Start nice and tall, tucking that tail under, opening up through that chest, and again finding that length and lift in our spine here. We're going to start by bending through that front leg. Big press with that back leg, we find our lunge, and then we squeeze it all the way back up to stand. So starting with that bend and that press, squeezing it back up here. Now, as we work through our lunges, there are just a couple little things that I like to focus in on the first few repetitions, so that as we go through, we can hopefully maintain our really nice form here. The first thing is what that front knee is doing. This is going to be really important to guide what muscles we're working in our lunge here. So as you come down, can you make sure that knee is staying right on top of your ankle for me, and it's pointing towards your big toe. So we lunge down, it's pointing out over those toes. We bring it back in here. What we don't want to see is that knee knocking out towards the side or in towards your reformer, because that's going to make it a little bit challenging and put a little bit extra pressure through our knee that we don't really need here. All right, so that knee is staying nice and still and steady, going for that lunge there. Good. The other thing we want to focus in on is what our hips are doing. So as you're coming down, can you think about that bum pressing back behind us? We're finding a bit of a lean forward, a tip forwards with our torso before we bring it back up here. So finding that little tip forwards, bring it all the way back up. Beautiful. Lovely. So just getting started here. Working through that nice heavy lunge. Once you're feeling good, feel free to add on some arms, whatever you feel comfortable with. I personally like a reach towards the front. Then we bring it back in. Let's just go for 6 like this. We're going to start to add on a scoot, start to increase that challenge in our hip. In 5, we've got 3, we've got 2. On our next one, can we hold it down there? Now with that back knee, can we bend that back knee in? We press it all the way out, then we stand all the way back up here. So we go for our lunge, hold it deep. Back knee pulls in, we press it out, we bring it all the way up. Keep this going. We bring it down. Back knee pulls in. We press it out and squeeze back up. Once you're feeling good there, maybe those arms get involved. Pulling those arms in and out as our leg pulls in and out there with that scoot. Or if you need more support from this exercise here, remember that foot bar is always there for you. So maybe fingertips find that foot bar if you do need that little bit more support. We've got just another 12 like this. Really getting nice and low, pressing through those legs. We're going to work just that scoot. In 6. Be ready to hold it down for me in 5. We're going to go just that scoot in 3, in 2. On your next one, stay low. Just that back knee bends in. We press it out. We bend it in and press it out. Keep that tail pressing back behind us. Keep that chest tipped forwards. Keep that length in the back of the neck here. If you want, those arms can get involved once again, or maybe those fingertips find that foot bar for that little bit more support here. Whatever feels good for your body, we're just here for 10. We're going to stay low, close that carriage all the way in for me. In 6, in 5, stay low. We've got 3, 2, Last one, stay low there, hold it steady. Just your carriage foot taps to the outside of the carriage. It taps back in, it taps out, it taps in. Final little challenge here. We're gonna hold that leg all the way out to the side. We're gonna go for lift and lowers. Keep that stability going. We've got 5. Leg goes out, lift and lowers in 3, in 2, last one, lift and lower, last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. Tap out that glute. On fire there. Alrighty, from here we're going to bring ourselves down into our mermaid or Z sit position. Make sure that you've got one shin lined up with your shoulder blocks, other shin lining up with the front edge of the carriage. Springs are going to stay the same, and then one hand is going to find that foot bar, other hand's out nice and wide. Let's go straight into our mermaid stretch from here. We reach up and over, press that foot bar away. We go up and over, reverse that mermaid back the other way. So just jumping into these mermaids here. Slowing down through the breath, taking that second just to stretch out a little bit there. Now, if this is not a great position for your body, you're welcome to find just a little bit of a side kneel position there if that feels better for you, or even sitting cross-legged if that works for your body better. Lovely. Feeling that stretch in the body here, taking that bend directly to the side each time. Stretching out that side waistline. We've got 3. We're going to start to add on our rotation. In 2. On your next one, can we mermaid up and over? Both hands find that foot bar. Press away, go that little lower for me. We then flow it all the way back in. So starting to add on that rotation in your spine here. We reach up and over, find that stretch out. We go up and over, all the way back in. Now, if you're wanting a cheeky extra challenge on top of this, next time you go up and over, hold the depth of that press out for me. From here, can we just hover that back leg up and off our carriage? So float that knee up, float that foot up. We then place it back down and go for our mermaid back in. So saying an extra little hello to that glute there. If that one's not for you, that's a-okay. Just keep working through this spinal flow and this arm work for me. If you want extra on top of this one, next time you reach up and over, next time you find that hover of your leg, hold it there. From here, we're adding in a chest press. So those elbows are going to bend wide. We bring our forehead in towards our foot bar. We press away, find that length. Leg lowers. We come out of that mermaid. So adding on that extra little flow there. If it's for you, please do it with that leg hover. If it is not, that is also okay here. We've just got another 8 like this. We're going to work through that chest press. Option to add in that leg hover. In 5, just that chest press for me. In 3, in 2, on your next one, hold that foot bar away, hold that leg hovered. We're going to bend those arms in, press away. We control it in, we press it out. If you want more challenge for that leg, can you reach it long, reach it away, try and keep it hovered up and over hip height if you can. We've got 8 like this. We're going to hold those arms long for me. In 5, in 4, hold it long. In 3, 2, last one, hold it long. Maybe just a pulse of that back leg if it's for you. Otherwise, just hold those arms long. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way back in. have that last little mermaid out there. All right, we're going to stay in our mermaid sit position, but we're changing up our springs for some arm work. From here, can we jump onto one yellow as your base option, one blue as a challenge, or one blue and a yellow as an extra challenge? From there, we're going to be grabbing our short strap that is closest to us and just finding that short strap, holding it mostly in the hand that's closest to the strap. Other hand is going to come and fold on top there. Now for this one, just sitting nice and tall, nice and upright here. Chest is going to be proud. Hands are going to be right in front of that heart. Let's go for a little bit of a pallof press to start us off. So we're going to press that strap straight forwards, keep it in front of your heart. We bend it all the way back in. Pressing it forwards and back in. Now again, with this movement here, if the mermaid sit position is not great for your body, a kneeling position can be a really nice one for this one, or again, that cross-legged. Good. Exhale out, inhale back in. Nice. Exhale out, inhale back in. That strap is going to really want to pull us off to the side here, but our challenge is to hold that tension in those hands and keep that strap directly in front of our heart the whole time. Beautiful. Now, if we want more, we're going to add on some more rotation here. So we can press out, hold. Can we go for a twist towards our foot bar? We bring it back into center. We bend those arms back in. So adding on that twist here, if it's for you, we bring it back in, bend those arms back in. With our twist, similar to our press, we're trying to keep those hands directly in front of our heart the whole time here as well. So that means as you twist, I want that twist to come from our spine, from that rib cage rotating around, rather than those shoulders. So keep those hands right in front of your chest, just that spine is going for your rotation here. It can really be useful, since we are twisting through that spine, to think again about growing nice and tall, lengthening through that spine, just like we did at the start of class, to help increase that range of our rotation there. All right, we've got 5. We're going to go just for those twists. We've got 3. We've got 2. On your next one, go just for that twist here. So we twist towards the foot bar, we bring it back in. Now, if it's getting too strong with those arms being all the way long out in front of you, you can bring them in closer, and that will take off some of the tension here as we go for our twist. So press further away for that challenge, or bring them in closer if you want that little bit less here. We've got 6, stay up nice and tall in those spines. We're going to hold that twist, release those hands. In 3, in 2, on our next one, can we hold that twist, hold it strong. Release just that strap arm, we're going to go for a bow and arrow. We bring it back, we press, reach those fingertips along. We draw it back, press across the chest. We can do this each time you go for that bow and arrow. Can you keep that elbow up nice and high for me? Reach and rotate that little bit further as we press across. We've got 6. Last 5 here. Final 4, we're just going to hold that twist. In 3, in 2, final 1, press. Can we hold? We're here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back in. Strap can go away. Have a good roll out of those shoulders, everyone. Springs again are going to stay the same. We're going to challenge our core in this next one. So just start to wiggle yourself to face towards the back of the room. My heels are going to find my headrest. My bum is sitting just about the center of that carriage for me. From here, I'm going to grab a hold of both of my straps, and for this one in particular, I just like to walk my hands up so I can grab a hold of kind of that join, or where those straps join together there, just so I've got a little bit more range and a little bit more tension to work through. All right, let's start off with a roll down. So bring that chest nice and proud, sit up as tall as you can on those sits bones. We're going to go for our nice deep breath in. As you exhale, we tuck that tailbone under. Can we start to roll that spine down just about halfway for me, just until we feel that little bit of tension in our tummy muscles there. From there, we hold just a second, and then we take that re-stack back up, sitting up nice and tall on those sits bones again. So we tuck that tailbone under, start to work through that roll back there. Hold for just a second and re-stack back up. Now with this one here, we're really trying to work into that articulation of our spine again and work into our breath work as well. So if you think back to the very start of class when we did our cat-cows or seated cat-cows, and also when we did our bridges, we're really thinking about articulating through each part of our spine here as we roll down, each part of our spine as we reset back up. Our breath is really going to aid this movement again today. So think about that exhale as you roll down. Think about that rib cage coming down towards your hip bones. And then that inhale as we restack back up. Good. To start to add on, can we turn our palms to the sky? We roll down. Can we go for one bicep curl here? So knuckles draw in towards your forehead. We reach those arms back out. We restack that spine back up here. If you're wanting more out of that bicep curl, think about holding those elbows higher, those knuckles coming up towards the top of your head. If you want a little bit less as you go for your bicep curl, think about your elbows being lower, your knuckles coming in towards your shoulders instead. So one roll down, one bicep curl here. If you want, feel free to go for multiple bicep curls, whatever feels good for you. But as you go for those bicep curls, really still thinking about our core work here. So that belly button drawing all the way down in towards our spine here. That bit of tension, maintaining that tension on our tummies. Good. If we want more on top of this, can we start to add in some tabletop leg challenges? So maybe as you're down low, one leg finds tabletop. We work through that bicep curl. We bring it back up. If you want that extra right away, maybe both of those legs find tabletop. We hold that balance. We go for our bicep curl. You might have to move that little bit slower. Feet come down, we bring ourselves back up. So playing around with whatever challenge here your body is calling for. We've got just another 8. We're going to work that bicep curl. So we're going to hold all the way down in that roll back. Super strong. We've got 5. Almost there. We're going to hold down in 3, in 2. On your next one, stay low for me, just those bicep curls. Now, again with this one, your challenge is to add on that stability challenge. So maybe both of those legs float up to that tabletop as we work through that bicep curl here. Take it that little bit slower. Maybe lock your gaze onto something here as well to help with that balance. Of course, keep that core switched on here as well. Slow, controlled movements. Can you go that little bit lower in that roll back? We've got 5. We're going to hold that bicep curl. We've got 3. We've got 2. On your last one, hold that bicep curl. Hold it strong. Can we just go for our toe taps here? So tap one toe to the foot, to the headrest, then the other. If that's not for you, maybe float one leg up, then the other leg up. All right. Final 10 here. Can we go a little bit lower in that core? Can you draw those bicep curls up that little bit further? Final 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those straps back where you found them. Have that little forward fold over those legs there. Okie dokie. We have got some evening up to do on our second side now. So swing yourselves around. We're going to start off with our arm work. So find that mermaid sit if it was for you. Otherwise, kneeling or cross-legged is great too. From there, we're grabbing a hold of that short strap. Again, in that hand that's closest to the strap. Then our other hand is just going to fold on top there. Let's start off with that pallof press. So we're nice and tall. Strap is in front of that heart. We're going to start to press it forwards and then bring it back in. So we press it forwards, control it back in. Remembering as we go through this one that we're really trying to keep that strap directly in front of our heart here as we press it out and press it in. We're trying to make sure that strap doesn't pull us off to the side. So keep control of that strap. We're pressing it directly forwards, bringing it directly back in, keeping that core switched on to hold us nice and steady there, of course, as well. Really strong here. We've got another 5 like this. We're going to start to add on that twist, start to add on that rotation. We have got 3. Let's add on that rotation. In 2. On our next one, press forwards. Can we start to twist towards that foot bar? We bring it back in, bring those elbows in close. We press it forwards. Find our twist, bring it back in, bring it in close. So again, as we work through that twist, really think about that twist, that rotation coming straight from our spine here. So it's not those arms just reaching and twisting around. It's really that spine going for that rotation. Our hands, our fist is staying right in front of our heart the whole time. Really good. Let's go for 8 like this. We're going to go just for that twist. Spicing it up, just that twist for me. In 3, in 2, start to switch it up, just that twist here. So we twist towards that foot bar, bring it back in through center. Again, if that's getting too strong for the shoulders, hands can come in that little bit closer to the body to take off some of that tension, or they can reach that little bit further away to add on that extra challenge there. Really keep this going, sitting up nice and tall in those spines to help work that range, work that full range of our twist here. We've got another 8 like this. We're going to hold that twist, work just that bow and arrow. We have got 5. We have got 3, hold that twist in 2, final one, hold that twist, we release those hands, strap arm pulls back, we press it forwards, strap arm pulls back, we press it forwards, keep this going, staying up as tall as possible in that body, finding that little bit of an extra reach towards those opposite hand fingertips as we press it across. Last 10 like this. We're just going to hold it there. In 8, ready to hold, ready to breathe through it. In 4, in 3, 2, last one, hold it there. We're here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness. Roll out those shoulders, have a little shimmy, have a little shake. We're going to switch our springs back to our heavier springs now for that mermaid and for our lunges. So we're back on 1 red as your base option, red yellow as your challenge there, or red blue as that extra challenge. Again, remembering red is heavy, blue is medium, and yellow is light. All right, straight into our mermaid. 1 hand on that foot bar. We're going to press away. We reach up and over, find that side bend. Nice little breeze coming into my garage. How gorgeous. We go up and over the other way here. A nice little mindfulness exercise I like to add into this mermaid actually is kind of thinking about the air and thinking about the breeze between our fingertips. So as you reach up and over, can you really focus in on your fingertips for me? And focus in on that little bit of air that flutters between those fingertips as we go for each mermaid. Maybe again you time this one with your breath here, so using that exhale as we go up and over. That inhale, we come back in, resetting the body there. When you're ready, we can start to add on that bit of rotation work here as well. So we go up and over, both hands find that foot bar, we press all the way away. Then we flow it all the way back in as we close there. Reaching all the way across, find that chest lowering down towards the springs, just that little bit further each time if it's for you. Bringing it back over. Now again, for that extra little glute challenge, if it was for you here, as you go for that press away, hold it there. With your back leg, can we float that up and off your carriage? Hold that little lift. We bring it back down. We bring it all the way back over. So we're adding in that little hover of that leg there, just saying a little hello to that glute, those deep little hip muscles. And then for our extra challenge with our arms, if you wanted again, you're welcome to float that leg up, hold. Can we start to work into that chest press here? So we bend those elbows, nose comes to the foot bar, we press away, we lower that leg down and float back up and over there. So of course that leg is optional if it's not for you here. It is a fun little challenge to add in though, if you want it though. We've got just another 8 like this. In 6, we're gonna hold it down, go just for that chest press. In 3, in 2, on our next one, just that chest press. So we bring that chest in, we press it away. If you can, hold that back leg hovered. If you want that extra challenge with your back leg, can it reach away? Trying to hold it up and above that hip height for me. Last 7 like this. We're gonna hold it all the way long. Last 5, press it away for me. In 3, in 2, final one, we press it away. Can you hold it strong? Maybe just that lift and lower of that back leg. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Maybe you go for that mermaid back the other way there. Last little stretch out and roll out of those shoulders. All right, we just have our legs to even up on our second side now. So again, staying on those same nice heavy springs, red as a base, red yellow as a challenge, or red blue as that extra challenge. We're gonna find our foot down just behind that base of the foot bar there. Other foot is gonna come back in towards that shoulder block just behind us. Again, start with that chest up, nice and proud here. Shoulders are nice and open, tail is tucked. We're gonna start to press that back leg away, bend through that front knee, and then we bring it all the way back up. So just starting off to work through that lunge for me. Bring that front knee nice and low, and pressing that back knee away here as well. From there, we can also start to think about what that front knee is doing. So is it staying stacked right on top of that ankle, or is it going for that little rock from side to side there? Maybe you keep your eye on that knee as you go for that lunge down, making sure it's staying right on that ankle. Keep an eye on it as we press all the way back up here. The whole time as you go for that lunge, that ankle should be hidden right underneath our knee. Beautiful. From there as well, think about that chest, think about that spine, starting to reach up and over that front leg. So finding that little bit more of a hinge forwards in that chest, pressing that body forwards over those legs before we bring it back up. Nice, maybe those arms get involved. So we lunge forward, start to reach those arms, bring those arms back in as we bring our body back up here. So really starting to find that length all the way from our fingertips out through that back heel there. Imagine one big, long, continuous line all the way from fingertip to heel. Nice. All right, we've got 5 more like this. We're gonna add on those nice spicy little scoots in 5. So we're gonna meet down nice and low. Just adding in that scoot in 3. In 2, on our next one, we come down low. Think about that tailbone pressing back behind you. Just that back knee is gonna bend in. Back leg presses away, then we bring it all the way back up. So we come down low, hold. Back knee pulls in, we press it out, we bring it all the way back up. If you can, those arms are still going here. Maybe those arms are pulling in and pressing out, or for that little bit more stability, those fingertips can find that foot bar there, bringing it in and pressing it out. We've got just another 10. We're going to work just that back leg, almost there. Whew. Glutes are on fire. Take any punches out of that hip if you need. We're here for 5. Last 4, we're going to work just that back leg. We are almost there. Hold it down. In 3, in 2, last 1. Just that scooter for me. We pull it in and press it out. Again, foot bar is there if you need that little bit extra support. Otherwise, get those arms involved, pressing those arms in and out with that leg here. We've got 10 seconds. Can we go that little bit lower in that front leg? Stay with those hips pressing back behind us. For 5, we're going to hold that carriage closed. In 3, in 2, final 1. Can we stay low there? We're going to bring just that carriage foot out to the outside. We tap it back in. We tap it out. We bring it back in. Stay low for me. Switch on through those cores. We've got 6. That leg is going to hold out. We're going to tap. In 3, in 2, final 1. Hold it there. Just that lift and lower. Oh my goodness. My glutes are on fire. You guys can do it. You're better than me. Lift and lower. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my gosh. Ouch. Pat out those glutes. Send them some love there. All right, to finish off, we're just going to finish off with a nice little stretch for those glutes. So bring yourselves all the way down, resting that back onto the reformer there. Let's start off just with one leg. We're going to reach one leg long over that foot bar. The leg is going to hug in towards our chest here. Now we're trying to target that glute. So we're going to go for a bit of an upside down pigeon. I encourage you to reach for your heel and turn that knee gently out to the side before you hug it in closer. This should help us target through the back of the hip there. If it's not quite working for you, you are also welcome to find that figure 4 stretch if that feels better for your body here. Just bringing it in nice and close there. If it feels good for you, I encourage you again to take that leg into a little bit of a rock from side to side, finding those spots that are holding on to any tension there. Once you find one of those areas, maybe hugging it in that little bit closer, breathing, relaxing and releasing through that area. Good. We're just here for 5. We're going to switch over legs. In 3, in 2. Just switch those legs for me. The leg hugs in all the way. Again, take that little bit of a turn out. Hug that heel in nice and close. And maybe find that little rock from side to side as well here. Again, finding those areas, holding onto that little bit more tension, breathing into that area and releasing through that area. Beautiful. To finish off today, we're just going to find those soles of the feet together on the foot bar, bringing those knees out nice and wide into that butterfly pose. We're going to take those arms up and just start to hug one hand over the opposite arm, coming into a little bit of a stretch for those shoulders. Hugging that arm in that little bit closer here. Breathing again into this stretch. In your own time, just switch those arms over. Stretching out through the opposite arm there. I invite you all just to find a last few deep breaths, Maybe reaching those arms to the side or finding whatever position will welcome in the most positivity here. Release any breath that you're holding on to. We're going to breathe in nice and deep through the nose, filling up the lungs, filling up the belly. We hold, then exhale all the way out through the mouth. We breathe in nice and deep, filling up the lungs, filling up the belly. Hold. Then exhale all the way out. Just keep cycling through these breaths here. Each time you exhale, softening through the spine, through the knees, through the arms, and relaxing that body that little bit further into your carriage. Last few deep breaths here, all the way in and all the way out. Thanking your body for the amazing movement it has done today. In your own time, just start to wiggle through those toes, through those fingertips. Maybe softly flutter open through those eyelids, just bringing yourself back into the space. That is all for me for today's class, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it very much. If there's any requests or any feedback, as always, please let me know down in the comments there. I hope you guys enjoyed this one again. If there's any requests, let me know. But otherwise, thank you guys so much. I loved working out on the reformer again with you, and I will see you guys next time. Ciao.